Hello everyone and welcome to the next in our series of daily origami for YouTube. Today we're going to continue with our theme of looking at some traditional items, and we're going to make what essentially can be either a kind of cute little like Robin Hood style hat, or if you just squish it down then it becomes a little snappy little fox puppet kind of thing. So it's pretty cool. This particular origami, you just use one piece of origami paper. It's just a regular square piece of paper. No scissors or glue. I'll show you guys the dimensions of everything when we're finished to kind of give you an idea of how things look. So go ahead and start here. And I'll just show you up to what the hat looks like, and then from there we'll make the puppet too. Let's start with your color side facing down. Go ahead and fold your paper in half both horizontally and vertically, just so that we can find where our center is. And when we fold this way, I'm just going to leave it folded in half so that we have a nice center line right here to tell us where everything is. A nice rectangle. Take the right side and fold it right into the center so you can kind of line up with that center line, and then do the same thing on the other side as well. Once we've got both of those creases, I'm going to take these little areas here and open them up. We're going to make a little house here. Pop it open and smush that little area down so that that crease lines up with this edge back here. We get a nice extended triangle there at the top. We'll do the same thing on this side too. Then I'm going to take each of these flaps and we're going to fold them back. I'll do the same thing on this side. Now I want to take this left corner and I'm just going to lift up from the side. There's these two parts. I'm just going to take the top layer, which is actually two parts of paper, and I'm going to fold up to the edge here. And you don't need to make it perfectly up there. We want to keep a little room to be able to fold up from there. So I'm just going to fold up to make a little triangle. And then I'm going to fold again by taking all of that layer and creating a crease that goes right up here. You can kind of start it and comes right down to this tip. So it's not bringing the edge up to the side. We just want to bring it down there to that corner. Let me make sure I get that right. I kind of got it off a little bit. There you go. And then after getting that angled out, I'm going to take the whole thing and fold it flush against the edge that we have here of green. So we're going to fold it straight up and get it right along the side there so that it's even with this edge. I'm going to flip it over and do the same thing on this side, but this time we're going to be working from the right side. So again, I'm going to fold straight up to that edge, create a nice little triangle here, and then create another crease that goes from there just out to this side here. From there, take everything and fold it straight up to create a nice crease. Now that's essentially the finished kind of hat. Now if you take this and you kind of open it up from inside, you can pop it open and smush down the top part here to create the nice little kind of Robin Hood hat that we would want there. And that kind of is the finished part of the hat, at least itself. And then if you wanted to take this from this stage and make a fox puppet, I'll show you guys what we'll do here. I have another one made, this time in orange. So this is the same kind of thing. We pop it open to make like we're making the hat. Now this part can be a little tricky. You don't want to do this too hard because this part can tear very easily. So, and I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that this doesn't tear for me too. We get this kind of popped open, and we're just going to be smushing down and taking what you see right there as that line and bringing it all the way down to create a mouth area here. So I kind of want to just try my best to bring this all the way down, all the way back, and you can kind of look at things from the other side too and see what's going on here. We want to get that part popped out as much as we can. Still keep a nice smooth edge in here. And once you get this going, then it's not too hard to play around with later, but we want to try to get the whole thing kind of snug in there to create a nice edge. Do the same thing over on this side too. Kind of pull from underneath from back here too to help you along. Pull on that seam, you can kind of get it to go the way we want it to. So we can kind of get a new edge going along there. And then just make sure on the other side here that we've got all these areas of the mouth sort of creased out so we get a nice clean edge. And you can kind of smush this all together. And you don't need to smush what's going to be the ears here, but we can kind of smush the mouth down, get that crease going. And that should give you your finished little fox. Now you can go ahead then and use this section in the middle here to open and close his mouth. Or if that's a little too tricky, you can also just pinch right here on the top and bottom to create sort of a mouth as well. But it creates this kind of cool looking little fox with a pretty realistic little set of ears. And that's sort of the finished little puppet there. So you get those two different choices, either the hat or the fox. And in terms of the hat, it's about 7.5 centimeters long and about, let's see here, how tall? 3.5 centimeters tall. And that's for the hat, to kind of give you an idea there of the dimensions. And that is the finished little project for today. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.